Hello friends, welcome to the channel Physics by IITians. Today I am also I am doing another video which is also related to the fields of an oscillating dipole. So the electromagnetic fields and how do you implement, how do you understand the things that I was telling that is correct. This is a beautiful physics, the physics of Brewster angle. Let's start it. Okay, so Brewster angle, what do you mean by Brewster angle? Brewster angle is that angle whenever light is incident along the Brewster angle theta b, the reflected light will be plane polarized or linearly polarized light where the polarization axis will be perpendicular to the plane of incidence. So you will get a fully linearly polarized light from if the light is incident at a Brewster angle. So earlier the incident light is unpolarized light and you get the linearly polarized light after the reflection from the Brewster angle, and the transmitted light will be partially polarized light. This is not fully polarized but it will be partially polarized light, and we all know that the angle this is theta b, so this will be also theta b, and this is theta t suppose. So theta b plus theta t is 90 degree, and also so we will also can have that this angle is 90 degree. Okay, so why is it happening that at Brewster angle we only get the electric field that is perpendicular to plane of incidence, there is no electric field that is parallel to the plane of incidence? From Fresnel's law we have also explained that at Brewster angle E parallel will be 0 and the E only the non-zero E perpendicular term of the electric field will be the perpendicular term. So what is the physics behind it? What is happening at the Brewster angle? So suppose there is an electromagnetic light which is incident on an atom or molecule. So atom or molecule is kind of a dipole which is formed by the separation of the charges, two kind of charges. One is the positive charge ion, another is the negative charge electron. So whenever light is incident on an atom, the electrons will be oscillating with the incident electric field. So it will form a dipole, and the configuration will be like a oscillating dipole. So at Brewster angle, the dipole will be oscillating like this way. So the oscillating dipole doesn't emit radiation along its axis. So there will be no electromagnetic field along its axis. How is it so? Earlier we have also seen that the power radiated or generated for this electromagnetic radiation dp by d omega is proportional to sine square theta by lambda to the power 4. What is the d omega? Suppose you have an oscillating dipole along this way and you have a solid angle d omega which is at angle theta, at an angle theta with this dipole, oscillating dipole. So when theta is 0 degree, that is you are looking along this oscillating dipole, along the motion of the dipole, you will find out that there is no radiation or dp by d omega equals to be 0. So there is no radiation along the oscillating dipole. Similarly for the charges also, the charge, whenever any charge is accelerating along this way, you don't find any radiation along its direction of motion, rather you will find always perpendicular direction of this motion, because the radiation or electromagnetic radiation, the component will be E perpendicular component which will be proportional to the acceleration perpendicular component, that is A sin theta, and A lambda will be 0 when sin theta is 0. So there will be no radiation along the motion of the charges. So dipole does not emit any radiation along its axis, so there will be no reflected ray along the axis of the radiation. Rather you will get the electromagnetic radiation perpendicular to the, whenever theta is non-zero, you can get the electromagnetic radiation. So you will get here both the parallel component and perpendicular component. If it is 90 degree, then since this at Brewster angle, the angle is between the reflected and the refracted or transmitted component is 90 degree, there is maximum radiation or maximum electric field along the transmitted way, where you both get the parallel and the perpendicular components for the unpolarized light. And suppose this is fully unpolarized light, and this is the light you will get only along the, there will be no light along the light direction or along the axis. The light you will only get that is perpendicular to the radiation of the perpendicular to the acceleration of the dipoles. So if you are incident, if the light, incident light is p polarized light. What do you mean by p polarized light? P polarized light means the parallel electric field. I mean the incident wave have electric field as well as magnetic field. Okay, so if the electric field is parallel to the plane of incidence POI, this is the p polarized light, and if the electric field is perpendicular to the plane of incidence, it is called S polarized light. Then E is parallel to the plane of incidence means B is perpendicular to the plane of incidence, that is TM field and TM mode, and E is perpendicular to the plane of incidence means that TE mode, transverse electric field, transverse magnetic field. So whenever the incident light is parallel to the plane of incidence or pre-polarized light along Brewster angle, you don't get any radiation because there will be no radiation along the oscillation of the dipole, and you will only get the radiation along 90 degree. You will get the maximum radiation or transmitted ray. So this is the beautiful physics behind the Brewster angle, that why at Brewster angle you only get one component of the electric field of an unpolarized light, you will get fully polarized light, and the plane of incidence is the perpendicular, the plane of polarization is the perpendicular to the plane of incidence. So friends, I hope you have some clear idea about the, you will get some clear idea about the Brewster angle. Hope you like the video. Please do share our video and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.